Alex was a really interesting client for me because he was brilliant. He's one of the smartest men I ever worked with. And his value was the fact that he could understand how to tell companies where they should put their next location. So for instance, he could work for McDonald's and tell them where to put their next location based on the logistical information he had. His challenge was the fact that he would lose you in minutia. He would start to talk to you about what he did, and suddenly he'd be over here somewhere in the conversation. I mean, it was very difficult to follow his conversation because he was so smart and because he thought so quickly. And he used terms and ideas that ordinary people just aren't used to. So to get him to understand that he had to take his concept and to shrink it down, if you will, into English that people could understand, okay? So that's what we had to work on for him. He was in career transition, so he'd been laid off from a company and he was looking for another company to work for, but because his expertise was so specialized, he was having a really hard time getting interviews. The other reason he was having a hard time getting interviews was because, like I said, he just went into so much detail that he lost the audience. Somehow I wanted him to concisely explain to people what it was that he does for a living. And we got it down to, he talked about himself as being about location, location, location. And that got people's attention so that they would listen to him instead of the other, you know, he was going off on a tangent about what his title was and nobody cares. He's doing really, really well, really well. In fact, he's working for Dunkin' Donut, and they are going through a large expansion program. And so he's heading up the team that goes out and looks at these new possible locations and what it would cost, what the, you know, all the parameters are. Just for an exercise, just try this. Just try to come up with 2 sentences about what you do. And you can use the formula of I'm really good at, okay, that's the first sentence. So we can use Alex as an example. I'm really good at location, 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 okay? What that means to you or what that means to the organization is I can tell you where to put your next location. And it will, you know, it will be under budget. It will bring in revenues because it's in a very busy area of town and the competition is 5 or 10 miles away. So instead of going into a lot of detail about what you do and using jargon that people don't understand, try to get it into a simple sentence that will keep people interested and yet convey what your value is.